Now it's your turn to have fun and explore in Scratch. Your mission today is to tell your computer how to make a sprite respond to an event in Scratch. In this video, we will go through all the steps in your program. You can pause this video at any time if you want to stop and work directly in Scratch.
Now that we know our mission, it's time to get your project going. Pause this video and use your Scratch activity guide to work through the project. Follow the steps to complete your mission. Then, you can return to the video and keep watching for a code-along walkthrough of the activity. Now, let's go through the steps to complete this mission together. Code alongside or check your work as we go. You can pause at any time to work on a step or experiment with your code. Remember, there's no one right way to solve a problem. It's important to experiment and try new things. Make your project your own and have fun. Let's get started.
The first thing we'll do today, and in every Scratch activity, is create a new project. First, go to the Scratch website, scratch.mit.edu. Then, log into your Scratch account with your username and password. Once you're logged in, click the blue Create button at the top of the screen to open a fresh project. Give your project a new name. Call it Events and Responses. Then, click on the orange Share button so that your project can be seen by others. Finally, click See Inside to return to the coding workspace. If you need to, pause here and complete the steps. Once you're logged in and have a new project open, move on to the next step in the video. Now, let's build our Scratch project. The new project will have ScratchCat loaded in by default, but you can also choose a new sprite if you'd like. We can remove the cat sprite by clicking the trash icon. Then, click the Sprite button in bottom right. Now, we can choose a new sprite for our program. There are tons to pick from: animals, people, and so much more. If you need to, pause here and complete the steps. Next, we'll choose a background for the project. Look at all these backgrounds you can choose from. We are going to click the Background button found here and choose a background. If you need to, pause here and complete the steps. Looking good! Now that we have chosen our sprite and our background, we can start adding events and responses. To add an event, we'll first look at the colorful buttons lined up at the left side of the screen. Then, we'll find the yellow button labeled Events and click. Now we can see all the event blocks, all in yellow, we can choose from. Then we'll find the When Green Flag Clicked block and drag this block over to our coding workspace. Great job! We've just created a new event for our program. If you need to, pause here and complete the steps. Now that we have our event block in place, what do we want our sprite to do when the green flag is clicked? Let's try and make our sprite move. We can do this by finding and dragging a motion block to our program.
To find a motion block, go to the block palette and click the button labeled Motion.
Click on the blue button labeled Motion. This shows us all the motion blocks we can choose from.
Let's select a Turn Right 15 Degrees block and drag this to your code area.
Drag the motion block so it clicks right under your event block. Next, we'll add the number of degrees we want the sprite to move. For this program, we can choose 30. This means that our sprite will move 30 degrees to the right. If you need to, pause here and complete the steps. Congratulations! You just created your first program. That is great! Give your program a test drive. Click the green flag, that is the event that tells the computer to start running your program, and watch your sprite move. You just communicated with your computer and got it to do what you wanted it to do. You gave the computer instructions on how to use an event block to move your sprite in Scratch. Awesome work! Now we'll add some more code blocks to make your program even more interesting. Remember our discussion of sequencing? We can use events to not just have one thing happen, but to make many things happen in a sequence by using Scratch blocks stacked one after another. Remember, the computer will always run each block in your sequence in order from top to bottom. Now, let's create a sequence of blocks in your Scratch program. Remember, we already have 2 blocks in our program. Now click the orange Control shortcut button on the left side. Next, we'll click and drag the orange "Wait 1 second" block into our workspace and put it underneath the blue motion block. Now, let's grab another blue motion block to turn your sprite another 30 degrees. This time, choose the block that will turn to the left. Keep adding 2 more pairs of blocks, one to make the sprite wait 1 second, and then another block to turn the opposite direction each time. And here's a tip. You can always click the green flag button to see your program run and decide if you want to make any changes. Congratulations! You're doing great. You just created a program that contains a sequence of instructions in Scratch. What happens when you click the green flag? That's right. When you click the green flag, it runs the entire sequence from top to bottom and makes your sprite move back and forth several times. Now, let's add a second type of response. Remember our discussion of parallelism? You can use events to trigger a set of responses that happen in parallel or at the same time. Here's how we do this in Scratch. We already have one event block in our program, when green flag clicked. Let's drag a second event block over to the coding workspace and create a new response. Now let's add our parallel response. This time, we'll choose a purple looks block. We can make my sprite say a phrase at the same time that it is turning left and right. We'll drag this purple block into the workspace and edit the number of seconds and the phrase in the block. I am typing hello, and I want my sprite to say hello for 5 seconds. Now, when I click the green flag, 2 different responses will happen at the same time, since both my motion and my looks blocks are triggered by the same event, clicking the green flag. Great work! You've now added a parallel response to your Scratch program. Now, one event, clicking the green flag, causes multiple responses to happen at the same time. Awesome work today! Before you move on, use this checklist to make sure that you've got everything ready to go. First, does your Scratch project have at least 3 event blocks? Does one event block trigger a single response to happen? Does one event block trigger a sequence of responses to happen? Does one event block trigger parallel responses to happen? Finally, make sure your Scratch project has a title and that you clicked share so that your classmates and teacher can review your awesome work. Great work today! You did an amazing job with this program. You've practiced using event blocks in Scratch. We'll keep learning about the creative ways we can use Scratch blocks and tell our computer what to do. To finish today's lesson, you'll review what you learned today by reflecting in your student workbook. Find the workbook page for Lesson 1-1 and answer the questions there.